The Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply Management of Nigeria has called for the establishment of a National Council on Public Procurement to tackle corruption in public places. President of the institution, Alhaji Jubrin Ado, made the call on the sidelines of the annual general meeting of the institute in Abuja.
Well, the only thing we will ask him is that, one, let him make sure that the National Council of Procurement is established. And then let him insist that all professional members of the institute work as procurement officers. That's the only way, because you cannot allow anybody to work just because he has gone for 1-2 weeks training, and then you call him a professional. We train people at least a minimum of 18 months. After your graduation or whatever, at least for 18 months. And some, like those who went to polytechnics, they spent 4 years in ND and HND in procurement or in purchasing. Then they are given another 1 year training by the institute to become professional. You cannot compare that with just somebody that will just learn 2 weeks training and say he's a professional, and we expect a very good performance there. That's why we are having problems in the country. And when you look at major problems and problem of the country, in fact, that is to do with procurement. And every scandal in the country, when you look at it, it is linked to the procurement. So that is it. Billions of naira, billions of dollars are being used, are being squandered because of problems of procurement.
Similarly, Registrar of the Institute, Alhaji Muhammad Aliyu, expressed the need to strengthen the procurement subsector to effectively fight against corruption in public service.
And it needs to be addressed. 80% of total budget goes into that sector. And we are not taking it serious. What do you mean? And you don't allow the professionals to come around and based on what they tell him. Why don't he, based on issue that we have been saying all the time, call the procurement professional which way forward in managing the resources of this country? There are people that are there that will do the job, but they are not allowed because they don't have access to it.
Mr. Abdul Maman, North Central Zonal Coordinator of the Institute, spoke on the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic to the manufacturing sector and its supply chain.
The biggest challenge that has faced the Institute is that prominently among what happened globally, it has direct impact on the Institute because the global supply chain has been disrupted and Nigeria is not an exception. But you find out that the pandemic had brought about lull in the activities which has to do with manufacturing and making available what are required for the smooth running of an economy as well as individual bodies across the country and also extend to the global arena. Yes, and it has affected us because one, the Institute has to try as much as possible again to reschedule her training, which was done through the planning we had in year 2019, 2020. We have to try as much as possible to match up in terms of creating the opportunity to offer that service again. Because each time, every year, we necessarily have to conduct our mandatory proficiency development program because it has to do with knowledge advancement in the field of procurement and supply chain management. We keep doing it and we try as much as possible, and God has been very good to us that we are able to pass back all that we have mounted as a result of the pandemic. Yes, the non-implementation of the Executive Order 5, like I did mention, on the 2nd of February 2018, the President signed the Executive Order 5 for purposes of contract conceptualization, contract designing, and in terms with science, engineering, and technology, and we require the input that has to do with local content policy of the government. And there is a directive from government that we should try as much as possible to patronize our locally manufactured activities, our locally manufactured products in the country. And by so doing, we'll be able to shore up the value of the naira. In shoring up the value of the naira, the exchange rate will begin to move towards a better end of stabilization. And in doing that, what the government has said is this: we have alternative products, like in procurement. You have an alternative product that you can use that is a supplement or a representation of what you normally import. So like the government did say, produce what you know you eat and eat what you produce.